Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Shamikia Williams. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor, and I'm here with Tokyo. And Tokyo is a licensed massage therapist, and she's here to provide us with the wisdom and the knowledge that she has to give and provide to all of you who are listening. Hey, what's up, Tokyo?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Um, and so, Tokyo, before we get started into our conversation, is there anything that you'd like to start us off with by saying?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the listeners. Take care of your bodies. Listen to them. They are talking to you. It's very important to tap into your body. You only
Mhm.
get one of these, and I'm not a fan of replacement parts unless you want to be half biomechanical. Go for it. Go get you some electric limbs or something. But I'm not a fan of it. But take care of your body.
Appreciate that. Take care of your body. So important. And that's why I love what you're about to come and talk to us about and the information that you're about to share with all of us, myself, and those who are listening. And so, as we're about to get started, I want to ask you, what was it that inspired you to become a massage therapist?
Having terrible massage therapists, to be honest. I was in 3 accidents in 6 months in 2017, so my body got pretty banged up. Like I fractured a wrist, whiplash, hit my head on things, airbag deployed in my face. Like I was a wreck for a little bit. So I'm like, I need to get some attention. So I got me a little massage envy membership,
Mm.
and I went to like 8 different locations over the course of like maybe 3 months, and I'm like, dude, why can't I get the work that I need done?
Yeah.
Like this, you're the only people that do muscle manipulation, which is exactly what I need, and y'all suck at it.
Yeah.
And it was just a terrible experience. And I'm like, it was something I used to do as a kid playing sports growing up. Me and a couple of friends, we would massage each other between practices and games and stuff like that because we would cramp up or whatever, just to
Mm.
prep for the game, and it helped. So I already knew the benefits of the work, and I'm like, might as well go ahead and circle back because I was on the fence of like what would be my next career move,
Mhm.
and I'm like maybe firefighter EMT, regular EMT, something of that nature, or do I just go to massage route, which is a complete different change of pace because I've always been in a fast-paced work environment. So I'm like, that was rapid. Clearly, I need to slow it down. Let's do the thing that's going to help people because it'll help me to understand my body more. So here I am.
Oh, nice. From that conversation, it made me think about here are these people who are specialists in massage therapy. Your smile, specialists in massage therapy, and you said muscle manipulation, and I
Mhm.
wonder what was it? What could it be that they're missing in order to provide the care that was very important for you at the time?
So the missing piece was this technique called myofascial release
Mhm.
and also trigger point therapy. Um, so we all have trigger points throughout the body. Sometimes you don't know it. I wouldn't expect you to know it. Hell, I didn't know it. So once I went to massage school, that's when I learned more about it. I understood what I needed, but it's just like, dude, if I'm learning this in massage school, that means you learned the importance of learning this modality. Why don't you guys know this?
Yeah.
And my instructor was very specific on like, hey, when you're done with massage school, this is one of the certifications you need like straight out the gate because a lot of people need this work. And I was a demo for my instructor during class, and I literally could feel the release when she was working on certain trigger points. I'm like, bro, that's what I needed this whole time.
Mm, mhm,
Trigger
mhm.
point therapy. So it's not like they didn't know about it. Maybe their instructors didn't, stress it to them like, hey, like people need this in the real world. You can give people relaxation all you want. People don't need fluff and buff all the time.
Yeah.
People need specific things, and that's one of the main things. Like you can't talk about deep tissue without talking about trigger points.
Mm. Now that
I'm
you're
getting
saying
these
that,
deep tissue massages, but there's trigger points in those muscle bellies. So it's like, how did you miss that?
And that's very interesting because I think about myself going to get a deep I love to get deep tissue massages,
Mhm.
and then now you're telling me about trigger point therapy, and I'm not sure if I'm even getting it anymore, but which makes
It's
sense
it,
'cause
it
you
requires you to communicate. So
like
if you're not communicating through massage, like I feel this here, I feel it radiating to a different area, something of that nature, then is it really getting done? Are you taking those deep breaths? Like, do you feel your therapist pause on top of it? Because some people are nonverbal.
yeah.
Um, so I go off the breath. I'm like, ooh, they feel something here. Okay, this is like a referral pain. This is a point on a map. Let me
Mm.
go ahead and sit on this for a little bit. So there's some intuitivity when it comes to it, but like, boy, they be missing.
Yeah, because it sounds like there's an intentional awareness that's also present, with you as the therapist in the room, because you talk about, like, awareness of breath. So it's not
Hmm.
just the individual who's on the table or on the floor, it's not just
Hmm.
their awareness of their breath, but it's you being aware of the when you apply a particular amount of pressure and how aware you are of them and the way that they're taking breath too.
Yeah, we work together. Like, it's the
This is important.
synchronicity of it, you know? We work together. It's not just me, it's us. It's
Mhm.
we. You and me. It's the two of us. We got to work together. And again, it could be nonverbal. I'm nonverbal on the table a lot of the times, but sometimes I do have to speak up like, bro, double back.
Yeah.
Because now I understand what my body needs when it comes to me getting body work. So communication is key. Like, yeah, there are moments where you could be quiet or don't talk at all, but when you are trying to fix an area of the body, like you gotta communicate. Because
Mm.
people assume a lot of the time, especially with trigger points, it could be a lot deeper than the surface. If you're not communicating what you feel, don't assume that we can feel it. Like, yeah, we feel things, but we don't feel everything. You
Mm,
feel something completely different than we do. So if
mm.
you need me to double back on something, please do. But again, I go off of nonverbals. I hear the ums, the oohs, the ahs, and I'm like, I'll run it back. Let's see
Yeah,
what's going on here. Like
yeah,
some people don't know how to communicate what they feel too.
that's true.
So it takes a while. It takes maybe a couple sessions, two, three, depending on the person. But yeah, they missed a lot of marks, and trigger point therapy with deep tissue was very important.
Oh, wow. Now that you're talking about trigger point therapy and you're talking about deep tissue massage, and of course, like sometimes I go on the website and you see like a list of Swedish massages and all these other things. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the techniques that you use? Why are you
I'm
smiling?
only laughing because, like you said, you like deep tissue. A lot of people don't even know what deep tissue is, like what it consists of. Yeah, everyone knows what Swedish is. Swedish is relaxation. That's your nice fluff and buff massage, which is nice to
Mhm.
have every now and again. Like we don't all need our, I mean, not curse. We don't always need to get beat up on the table.
Uh-huh.
There's some people that do the beatings. I'm one of those people, but that's work that's necessary. But also there are moments where you will have that relaxation. Deep tissue is a combination of pressure. You gotta start out Swedish. You gotta warm the body up. You gotta let the body know, hey, yeah, we about to get groovy. Like I need you to relax. So you gotta kind of like paralyze the body a little bit. So there's some rocking, some sedating motions, like long effleurage and stuff like that to like wooze you over to put you in that
Yeah.
mode because I'm about to get digging. So deep tissue is about the progression of your pressure. Like you can't just go in drag an elbow. That scares people off because it might feel good in that moment and then tomorrow you can't walk.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you upset like, "Oh my god, you hurt me, blah 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 blah." And like they didn't warm you up properly. So I
um,
find a lot of the time when I'm doing deep tissue, people are like, "Oh yeah, you that was so good. Like you do deep tissue so different." I'm like, I do it correctly. I do it correctly. So
you know?
I guess. But
Mhm,
people really don't know. So like there's lymphatic massage for people that um have like edema buildup, like just to encourage your lymph system in general. Like it's very light pressure, it's smooth, also sedating because lymph fluid is very surface level. It's right underneath the skin. It doesn't take you much pressure. It's kind of like you got a spill. and you go get you one of those rip a sheet of Bounty, and you put it on there, and you try to just go like this, and then water just goes everywhere versus just laying it down and taking
Yeah,
your time to clean it up and absorb it.
yeah.
So that's
Um,
how lymph fluid moves. You got to take your time. You got to take your time moving it. So a lot of people benefit from that, especially the ones that's out here getting all these surgeries.
I
They need
can't.
someone to move that lymph to encourage the flow because
Mhm.
a lot of people lack movement, which means they have poor circulation throughout the body. So they need
Mhm.
that work. But in general, it's incorporated in all different types of massage. But that's just one modality to name a few.
I want you to you said lack movement, and this is a big thing.
Hmm.
So I want you to talk about specifically what do you mean by lacking movement?
Oh goodness, the sedentary workers of the world lack the most movement. They come in complaining about having busted back, neck, and shoulders, and I'm like, dude, that's because you sit like this, like how we're sitting right now, for hours in a day. How often are
Mhm.
you breaking away from that to give your body movement? We are fighting against gravity every day. So you just sitting here and you wonder why your shoulders start to do this and then you're going like this or you got
Mhm.
forward neck because you're losing.
Oh,
Gravity is putting so much pressure on your body. You start to get weak and tired over time. Like that's just how we do. Like our we don't have an infinite battery that just stays at the top. Like it starts to deplete. And as you deplete, you start to
gotcha.
curl in. So it's like you have to break away from your screen. You have to allow yourself movement. Even if you are just sitting down, like people love to give me excuses. Dude, you can stretch in your chair.
Mhm.
And I'll
Mhm.
show you how to stretch in your chair just so you can't say, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
So you got to move. Like, set reminders on your phone to get up, walk around a little bit, stretch. You definitely need to stretch. Y'all be having some busted hamstrings from sitting on your butts all day. Like, give your body some movement. I don't care if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. You can't, I refuse to believe that you can't break away from your screen for 10 or 15 minutes to just open your body up before you go back to your screen or
Mhm.
roll your shoulders a few times in between your phone calls. Like, there's
Yeah.
always something that you can do, but you got to get up and move.
Mm.
So that means you got to move because everything from the bottom is just sitting. So if you look at some old people or some older people, they have a lot of fluid buildup in their legs.
Mhm.
Well, it's gonna sit there because you ain't moving.
Oh,
Your legs feel
okay.
weak, numb, or stiff. Your legs are not moving. Everything just built up from the bottom. Like it's harder to circulate fluid throughout the body if you're not moving. The body requires movement so that everything can get to where it needs to go. Get
Yeah,
blood flow. Like you gotta move.
yeah. Um, that's really cool because 'cause I'm here in Argentina, and I've
Hmm.
been traveling around South America, and one of the things that I noticed is that the people are moving, and it doesn't matter what age. You see, brackets of
Hmm.
age group, and they're moving, and they're running, and they're staying fit, and they eat what they eat, but that I can see how they're also complementing it with, movement and exercise. And I think that's one of the things that's impacting the states in a huge way where
Oh
people,
yes.
yeah, so their spine, or like I can sit down for a long period of time and just realize that my spine hurts. So I have to get up every now and again and like move and try to like get my
Hmm.
spine as flexible as it can get.
Yeah, because again, you sitting still and gravity is just sitting on you, and your energy level is going down and it's depleting you. So you're just compressing your discs, just going like this. So
Mhm.
yes, movement is important, and I'm gonna agree with you on that. Like everybody here, they just want to eat and go sit down or lay down. Like, but the nutrients isn't going through the body; it's not circulating. But you'll notice, like, for an active person, if they eat, they go to the gym, that shit's burnt. They
Yeah.
burn it and they're hungry again. So you got folks that are getting into exercise and things like that. They're like, oh yeah, I need to do this, but don't know how to really do it. So like it's okay to pay for a personal trainer for a little bit. Like it's a good investment because you're learning how to do things properly,
Yeah.
including eating. So everyone thinks, oh, if I go on a diet, everything will be fine. It's like, No, it's way deeper than what you eat. It's what you eat, when you eat it, how much you're eating, and what are you doing to get it circulating through the body, and that's through movement. Um, like I said, we burn calories, so everyone wants to switch. Oh, I feel like when I go vegan or I go plant based that I find myself eating more. It's okay because you're nutrient deficient. A lot of us are. So your body is like eating it, it's taking it in. It's like, oh my God, thank you. I needed these things. I needed these things. You're giving it everything that it needs. And so you're burning it. Your body's eating it up. It's okay
Mm.
to eat.
Oh, so it's like it has to go through that absorption. It's supposed to eat it up, and because it's absorbing into the body where it needs to go, and then you cycling. Okay.
Like it's okay to eat more because it's the things that you need. Your body is saying that's what the grumble grumble gurgle roar thing is. Like I want more. But not in a way that like you're over consuming like if you had a meat-based diet or something like that. Like you
I
got to feed the
see.
body what it needs and you have to educate yourself on that. Like it's okay to read. You don't have to read a whole book.
Mhm.
You can find some articles. Like we have the internet on literally every electronic device that we walk around with. Like there's no excuse for it. Like
Mhm.
do some reading, talk to some professionals. Like everyone knows somebody. Like,
Yeah.
try to barter if you have that type of system. Like there's no excuse for any of this. It's just like
Mhm.
do better. We do all fall short, but like do better.
Yeah.
Take care of your
Yeah.
body. Learn more about
Yeah.
your body. I'm sorry, like our school systems failed us because they didn't teach us anything about the human body, the human anatomy. You had to select the course. I
Yeah.
elected to take anatomy and physiology. I was excited to take it actually. And then I get in
Yeah.
my classroom. There was not one person in there that wanted to take it. They were just wanting to fill a hole in their schedule. And I'm like, wow,
Mm.
why is this
Yeah.
not a part of our curriculum? We're humans. Why don't we know about the human body, the systems, and how it
Wow.
functions, and what we need? I took food and nutrition. Again, it was an elective in high school. I wanted to
Mhm.
know these things. Like, okay, cool. Let's
Yeah.
learn about the nutrients. Let's learn about healthy eating. Like, what do these things mean to me? Like, I'm human. I need to know
Yeah.
about this. I can't eat fucking Captain Crunch every day.
Mhm.
like, like, what's going on? Like, these are things that
It's
we
true.
should know. It should be a part of our learning. We are humans.
It's true. I think about that quite a lot lately, that there's a lot of things that I don't know about my body, and I have to now do deep research, and sometimes it's frustrating because I'm just like, where do you even start? You know?
That's the thing. Like,
It's a
where do we
lot,
even start?
but I often try to start with, "Okay, right now, I just wanna learn what I can drink to ease and makes me feel cool." And, people naturally chamomile,
Uh
um,
huh.
all these kind of teas, and then you start to explore different teas, and then slowly and slowly and slowly getting into something. But I guess it's just starting somewhere, wherever you want to start, if it's in the middle,
Yeah.
if it's in the end, and then
It
as you
all segues.
continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tokyo, for you, you're a licensed massage therapist. What
Mhm.
are the different Mhm. What are the
Mhm.
different modalities of therapy do you specialize in or have experience in?
Ah, oof. That's a nice little list there because I love to continue my education. So, I specialize in shoulder and hip impingements. So, I do a lot of sports massage. I work with a lot of athletes. That means I also do a lot of assisted stretching because we got to open you up too.
Yeah.
I do prenatal massage because women's health is everything to me. Uh, what else do I know? I know how to do ashiatsu, which is like bars suspended above a table, and it helps me to distribute my body weight so I can give you a deeper pressure.
Mhm.
And I know how to do Thai table massage and Thai foot reflexology, which is pretty nice.
Mhm.
Some of the other things I know how to do is trigger point therapy, of
Mhm.
course. So that
Mhm.
means I specialize in deep tissue by default.
Mhm.
I do cupping therapy as well, which is another form of deep tissue, except I'm not applying the pressure. The pressure goes into the cups, and there's tons of benefits to cupping.
Mm.
So pain management is my thing. I do a lot of stuff.
Okay. Wait, question. Are you saying that this is new? So cup cup
Cupping?
cupping?
Mhm.
Cupping is good for pain management, is that what you just said?
Yes. So cupping helps to release muscle tension, stagnation. It helps to release some of those trigger points because it works with the fascial system. Um, it helps with circulating lymph fluid. It helps.
Mhm.
It's a lot of benefits to it.
Oh,
It's a lot of benefits to
that's
cupping,
good.
and there's different styles of cupping. But I do cupping with movement, and I also use them static, so I'll keep them in position, and I might do some active release techniques with it. So that's what I do with a lot of my athletes and everyday people too, especially if we're working with something like a shoulder issue that's been going on for a long period of time. It helps to really break it down quicker.
Mm.
So yeah, like that's my best friend right there. That's my right hand cupping.
So, have you ever had people sign up for a particular modality, and then after working on their bodies, you recommend something else based off what you're feeling or sensing?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff happens on a table because I'm listen. You gotta listen first. I listen to what they say. I look at them, and when they're on the table, that whole storyline could change. Like seriously, the whole storyline could change. So as I'm like doing compressions, feeling the body, looking for tension, things like that, I'm just like, all right, so this is what needs to happen, and it's
Mhm.
it's a conversation, and of course, just based off my personality and the rapport that I built with people, they're gonna be like, okay, you do what's best. You're the professional. I'm like, thank you. So a lot of people let me jam out and do my thing. Some people
Yeah,
are they this is what I want, and I'm like, cool beans, your session, my flow. Let's do the thing.
yeah.
So yes. Sometimes
Oh,
we do got to switch it up because some people really don't know what they need. They just know they need a massage, and this sounded right, but this is more appropriate.
got you. Hmm. So, I'm very curious about what's the how important is the space?
Very. And it's some components that comes with the space. Like, for instance, if I'm in one office that I work in, it literally just has a table and a lamp.
Mm.
So it's like there's no vibe. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
have personality. It's literally a space. Versus if we're in my regular space, my studio space, I got a table that'll lift you up, have you sitting up when you're laying face down because a lot of people can't lay flat, and
yeah.
a lot of people get congested. So it helps to lift you up so that everything can naturally just fall back down. I have a towel warmer. I have a lot of hot things like so it sets the vibe. It makes people comfortable. It's welcoming. It's warm. It's like now I can do my relaxation thing that I've been waiting to do since I
Yeah,
made this appointment.
yeah.
So the space is very important.
You know what I think? I start to think about, like, whenever people come into space that has to do with healing the body, I imagine that there's a particular amount of energy that's also kept in the body that is being released. Is that a thing?
Mm. Oh yeah, it is because people are walking. Some people walk in real happy. Some people walk in a little stiff and achy.
Yeah.
And once they get on a table or in like my room specifically, the energy will kind of change. Like it's an energy exchange, but it's also a release. So at any given moment, the energy flow can change. So it's all about being present in the session because it could just hit you out of nowhere. I've had so many experiences where everything was fine and then I got smacked in the face with a ball of energy and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
you're purging. Like you're going through something and I feel it
Uh-huh.
and I'm about to say something over your body to protect me and to protect you because what I just felt is no good.
Ah. That's so interesting to think about, like, even in a in a massage, therapy space that this could
Mhm.
be happening, and then you being able to put up, like, protection. And
Have
then I
to.
can't imagine what it's like if for you in that I think about that room that has nothing in it and just walls. And then is the energy just like bouncing across the walls?
I mean, truly, it. So in that blank setting, it literally attracts a certain type of people, like people
Hmm.
that are just not self-aware, don't care about their bodies. It's like, I just want you to make me feel good and not really focus on the issue that they have that is present. So I can't even tell you how that energy feels. It's the most disgusting energy I've ever had to sit in. Like no amount of Florida water sprayed in that space can save that space. But when
Mm.
I'm in my space, I'm peachy. I can grab it and throw it away.
Hmm. That's very interesting to me because the way that you describe it as people who are not as aware yet,
Mhm.
and they just want like something that is very quick, um,
Mhm.
and then they're gone. And it makes me curious about like in your space, it sounds like you have more light in there, probably airflow, and a
Oh
little,
yeah, I keeps the fan running. I got some cedarwood incense in the corner for those moments where things are happening. Like
yeah.
I have a window, but I have a blackout shade in front of it, but there's still
Mhm,
sunlight that peers through.
mhm.
But it's a very easy flow space.
Okay.
I can control that. In this other environment that is not ideal for me, I'm leaving that space by the way. Um, it's not much I could do with that. And I do get some people that are self aware and they do understand the benefits of what I'm doing and the treatments that they receive from me, they never got anywhere else
Yeah.
because I'm so specific because this is a medical setting.
Mhm.
So I like to be very specific about targeting what the issue is because we need this to get better. This is what you're here for. So
Yeah.
let's combine these medicines to get you the results that you're looking for. I'm very, very particular about my work.
Yeah.
Very particular about my work. I don't play about it. So I'm easily offended when someone comes in like, "Oh, I'm just here for a massage." Dude, you can come on a different day. It don't have to be today. Don't come on Monday, Tuesday. Come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I got work to do.
Yeah.
I'm very results driven. Like I want to work through things. I want to see how you progress. Like progression
Yeah.
is everything for me. I'm not the fluff and buffer. I'm not. Only
Mm.
for those that are consistent with their bodies. We work through a ton of things, or one thing specifically. It's like the reward. It's just like, let's tie it all in, let's fool you out, and let's
Yeah.
find some other things that we can work on that's not as deep as this one that we got through. Let's
Yeah.
keep this open, but also let's investigate what else is going on through the body because there's always things going on. And because you had this one particular issue, you kind of forget about everything else.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. It's so easy for us to like really like focus in on one thing and that
Hmm.
one thing be a general description of our lives or just that general experience and that's it.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so one of the things that I want to ask in your experience, right? How are physical tension and mental or emotional health interconnected?
They just are mind, body, and spirit. Like that's just our beingness. Honestly, like it just is.
Yeah.
Like people, you got some people that say, oh, everything's fine, blah 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 blah, and it's like you touch them and everything is brick.
Wow.
Or when you go to move them or do certain things, they're a little resistant. It's like, what's going on?
Hmm.
I'll give you an example. I had this one client. It was my first time working with her. And like she's like, "Oh yeah, my back, my low back is stiff, and I got some issues up in my neck and shoulder area." I'm like, "All right, cool. Go ahead, start face down. I'll be back in the room in a sec." So I'm working through her, and like I'm on her body. I'm like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
So like I finished the back. I flip her over and I'm like, you know, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was like, why does your body feel like this? I'm like, you're in the gym. Like, what's going on? Like, you don't stretch with your personal trainer or anything like that. Like, what's happening? She's like, I am the personal trainer. I
Mm.
took my hands off her head and I stepped back.
Mhm.
I said, whatever is interrupting like your personal life, you need to go ahead and dead it out because your body, you're on the verge of you're burnt out and your body is on the verge of shutting down on you. So whatever it is you got going on, release it. It's not worth it. It's not worth
Mm.
it. It's literally crippling you. And she looked at me and she said, "You're right."
Mm.
I'm like, "All right, cool. Yeah, don't come back in here like this. like, like set your life straight and let's work through your body for real." But you can just feel it.
Yeah. Like, what are the signs of that? Like, people are having a hard time holding things in their bodies so long. And you know what? I'm talking now because first, I think I want to give, or I would like for you to talk a little bit about like how people are actually holding emotions in the body and what
Mhm.
that you get what I'm asking?
Yeah, yeah. So like it shows up as tension or just them not being able to relax. Um, it's just insane. Like a lot of people that are stressed, it's either in held in like the neck shoulder area, so it's a lot of tension here. Like it's very taut and banny, and it's like whoa, it's like playing with licorice strings or something right here in the neck, or
Mm,
it's just really tight in the shoulders. Like it shows up as physical tension, the stress. Because they could say, yeah, I work out, I stretch, I do all of these things. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. What's your stress levels like?
yeah.
Like, is it a at home thing? Is it work? Like, stress is manifested in your body. And the more we start to talk about, what needs to change with that, the body starts to change too.
Mm,
So the tension kind of just melts away over time because they're
mm,
learning different ways of how to release the stress. So
yes.
it releases the tension in the body as well. So we start to see some change in the body movement and the patterns. But a lot of people are just like stiffened up, scared. So some people have trauma, like
Mm,
the actual trauma, and they're like afraid of touch. They're very particular about touch. So you got to be sensitive with people,
yeah,
um, and take those nonverbals because even though they're saying everything is fine, the body's doing something completely different.
let's see. I'm listening to you talk, but I'm also like envisioning the process with you based off how you're describing it.
Hmm.
And um yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to relax. They don't know what that truly means to like let's trust someone to
Yeah.
enough to let go of their bodies and put it in someone else's hands. And a
Mm,
lot of that comes from trauma. So it's really important to me that I, let them know that this is a safe space and I'm here to help.
yeah.
And over time, it slowly melts away. They let me in and I could really get some deeper work done and that's on a deeper level than just muscular. Like getting that deep trauma release.
So while you're doing this and you're able to notice that they're having a hard time releasing the stories, that's the experiences that has caused a lot of the tension in the body. Do you also encourage them to find spaces where they can talk more with a specialist about it? Or
Yes, I do. Like I worked with a lot of police officers at one point or like criminal psychologists.
Mhm. Mm,
And they take on a lot, like especially like captains and like supervisors for these divisions. They have to take on a lot of things from their the people underneath them and then their actual experience out in the field. So it's just like you have to find some way to get this off, whether it's you sitting by the water, you talking to a therapist, like and I hear too often that, the city or the counties aren't really covering that for them.
Yeah.
and they don't really have the time to do it because of the hours that they work. They
Yeah.
can't really invest that time into getting mental health therapy done, and it kind of sucks because of what I feel in the body.
Yeah. Man, I can't imagine how many people are walking around, even myself included, with while having difficulties relaxing because there's so much tension and constantly have to be so aware of this tension. And even right now, just having a conversation with you, I'm constantly like, okay, cool, breathe.
Yeah, yeah.
And it will arise up, I'm like, cool, breathe.
Yeah, roll our
Shoulders deeper.
shoulders back.
Yeah. So it's like this constant, and I just want, I'm saying this because um as we start to work through our pains, whether it's emotional, mental, or physical pain, there is a constant reminder to implement whatever it is, whatever tool that is. It's like retraining. So it's constantly trying to be mindful and intentional to
Mhm.
like, okay, breathe. You haven't breathed in, like, you
Mhm.
think you're breathing, but you haven't taken a full
Yes.
breath in 5 minutes. So just take a second.
Yeah, I do have to instruct people on how to breathe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
No.
always got to remind myself how to breathe. Like I have asthma, so I'm always breathing from the chest. I'm never taking full breaths because I struggle breathing
Yeah.
every day. But
Mm.
that people really don't know how to breathe, so you got to instruct them on breathing. So, um, with people that don't know how to decompress from a day properly, I'm like, hey, go on YouTube,
Yeah.
do a guided meditation, or I send them a video like, hey, check this person out. You need some breath work. Like, you're not breathing well. Like, you need help. So I
Mm.
provide tools for people. Like, I don't just, tell them to go 1,001, go do 1,001 things and not provide resources. Like, that's what I do
Yeah.
because we don't know. And
Yeah.
I can tell you all day long what to do, but if I'm not showing you, I'm not giving you the resources to look into, like it's just something I said and it goes in one ear out the other. But I want to make sure people know how to do these things. And I
Mm.
practice what I preach.
Yeah.
So I know it works. I know the benefits of what I do and what I recommend people to do because it's important.
Do you think that, the more people are able to tap into accessing, specialist practitioners like yourself,
Mhm.
do you think that it also allows them to gain more awareness or, connection with their body? Because I imagine, like, a lot of us are walking around and we don't know what it's like to even be in our own minds.
Seriously.
And 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 I don't mean, like, all the noise, I mean, like, to really sit in it, hear what's
Yeah.
going on, and then just like, "Okay, we don't necessarily need that, but what did it serve for this period of time? It served this. Okay, do I need this type of protection right now? No."
Mhm.
Otherwise, it just seems like things are just like, okay, go in the shoulder, go in the shoulder, go in the shoulder, go in the throat, go in the throat,
Yeah.
go in the back, go in the lower back. Because I imagine, like, rubbing it out is one thing. Even if you do trigger point therapy, that's one thing. There has to be another form of release. I imagine. I wonder.
So people don't really pay attention to. They don't know. You just walk into a room, you hear music, you don't know what's playing. A lot of times I'm playing like healing tones, like binaural beats and things like that to help me to do the deeper work
Okay.
because you got those deeper hurts that hit certain chakras and it taps into the body on a deeper level and it helps me to do what I'm doing because they don't realize that their body is tuning in to the sounds. So that's my secret tool right there. No one really knows.
Mm.
So if I feel a certain like wave come over me or based off the conversation that we had, it's just like, okay, I know what you need. Like, yes, you need, some deep tissue, stuff like that, but you also need some deeper healing. Like you need to open up some chakras or some chakra balancing tones. Like it depends on what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling. It'll translate through music because I move rhythmically. I'm a musician. Like I grew up in music, so music is everything. Rhythm is everything. The body loves rhythm. So there's some rocking, there's some shaking, there's some vibrating going on during the session. It's like whoa, these are cool. Like, and it's like, yeah, but it's also sedated because I need you to get out of your head and into
Uh,
your body because a lot of people are heady. Get out
yeah,
of your head, bring it down. Let's get into the body. Like, follow me.
yeah.
Follow me. I'm gonna
Hmm,
take you through a journey through your body. Follow me.
yeah.
I'm the
Interesting.
captain.
It's so cool to see how much it's not just going in and just rubbing on your body. It's not
Please.
just going in and just like, "Oh, they feel pain here. Let me just," it's a
There's too many people like that.
yeah,
It's too much of that going on and not enough deep work going on. Like there's no deeper level of healing happening. It's
yeah.
very rare. People like me are very rare to come across
Mm.
because you do got the people that just want to do fluff and buff, but I ain't one.
Mhm, yeah, I don't do no fluff and buff in my
Mm-mm.
in what I do. You're gonna get it. I'll warm up to you and build that rapport, but then trust and believe you're gonna get it later on in the
Please do
time.
give it to me. I'm here for it. Come
Yeah,
here.
that's why we're here. Like healing cannot be just this validating aspect. It has to be very direct too.
Yes.
And so I like that it sounds like you incorporate so many things in your room. You're incorporating natural lights, sound healing, and also your intuition while you work with this person. You're also attuning to sound and even nonverbal. So it goes to show like there's a lot of awareness
Hmm.
that makes you good at what you do. Because
It
while
doesn't.
they if they can't talk, you're saying like, "Okay, I'm touching here." You're not saying anything because maybe you may not have the language to communicate that, but I may have
Hmm.
an idea. So let me work on this a little bit. And then even afterwards, I imagine you sit down like, "Hey, I noticed when I was touching right here, your body was kinda, responding to it. Can you tell me a little bit?" Yeah, like, can you tell me a
Like
little bit?
and in those moments, I check in because it could be a matter of too much pressure and they don't know how to, translate that. Or some people like, oh yeah, it hurt me, and I'm like, no. Like one thing about the body, if it's hurt, we don't do it. Period. And that's with
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
So I do a lot of check-ins, especially when like the nonverbal moments are happening because it's important. I don't want to hurt you.
yeah,
So it's you gotta check in, and yeah, when it's not that and it is that, like, hey, what were you feeling? What was that experience like for you? Like, I like to have a proper consultation at the end too. Like, let's talk about what you experienced, or
mhm,
I instruct them to like, maybe you don't know right now what you're feeling. Like, you might know tomorrow because things change over the course of a day or two. Like, just take the time to really get into your body,
yeah.
like
Mm.
understand what you're feeling. Like it's important. I need to know,
Yeah.
and I need you to know.
Yeah. And I think that's cool because from that conversation, they gain language. So after that, they're like, okay, they know a little bit more how to communicate what's going on, what they're looking
Yeah,
for. Okay.
yeah. You got to show people it's okay. It
Yeah.
is okay to communicate these things. It's important. Like, we're not mind readers out here. We're body readers, yeah, but we
Mhm.
feel two different things. So it takes two to tango. We got to work together. We got to do the thing. The
Yeah.
dance is for the two of us.
Mhm. I like how you're finding, so many different ways to move your body.
Hmm.
So what Tokyo, when you're working with, humans, as you call them,
Hmm.
how do you balance the demand of your profession with your personal self-care routine?
The days are rough, and like you just never know how it's gonna go. And a lot of the times that requires me to like drive with no music on, drown my body in water. Like, I just drink so much water at some points of the day or at the end of the day. Stretching, doing
Mhm.
some meditating, nice yoga flow. Um, I started gymming before work on some days, and that's really nice because it allows me to lock in a little bit better and just like be straight to the point. Like, all right, we about to get it.
Yeah.
So my self care is very important because we gotta keep moving. We gotta be healthy with our mental space as well as our physical space. So
Mm.
I do my damnedest to make sure that I'm doing what the body needs, whether it's just taking a cold shower,
Yeah.
because it feels really nice to calm that body down, and it also helps me to bring my body temperature down because I be getting a little hot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my body as I'm getting older, I'm understanding how it's changing because the body's constantly going through changes. So I have to take a moment to get into my body. What am I feeling? What do I need based off of what I'm feeling right now?
Yeah,
And then I'll check in periodically, throughout the night too, because as the night continues, I feel different things.
yeah.
So I just get into my body, and that tells me what I need to do as far as my self care goes. But my baseline is definitely stretching, some yoga, meditation, and switching my showers to cold because the body
No,
just needs that.
I be showering with hot water all the way through.
I mean, listen, I'll be in there cooking, and it's like, okay, let me bring the body temp down, and then as as you start to do it more, your body gets more comfortable with cold hitting your body. Like
Mm,
you do it gradually. Like don't just go straight cold turkey. You're
yeah,
gonna
absolutely
shock the
not.
hell out of yourself. Like take your time doing it. I never tell anybody go straight cold. Like you're not built like that.
Mhm, mhm,
Like take
mhm.
your time getting there, but the body will thank you for it
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it needs it. Like
Mhm.
cool it down, close your pores. Like let's close it out. Like close it out. Thank the body for the work that it allowed you to do today because your body is in control. It ain't you. The body has control.
Mm, mm. Okay, I love a lot of what you talk about because a lot also even just now, um, you're talking about the practices that you put in that you also challenge who you're working with to also put in movements, yoga, warm up your body, hot water.
Mhm.
You talk about hot and when you're about to give a massage, how you warm up the body first and
Got
then you
to.
go in. And
Got to.
it makes me think about the hot and cold. Like hot
Yeah.
warms up the body and then the cold comes in and just like go in and then gently close it down.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, so before as we're about to, like move towards the end, I want you to take some moment to talk about what the experience like when people do connect with you and what that journey is like getting to meet with you and having you as their massage therapist.
I love it. It's true. It truly is an experience working with me and working with the people that appreciate the work that I provide for them.
Mhm.
Um, it's amazing. It keeps me going. Like it's why I love to do what I do. Like people really get it. I find myself teaching people about their bodies that never knew anything about their bodies, and they're like to like 60 years old hearing it for the first time or having this experience for the first time. So it feels really good to work with these people and really teach them about their bodies because it's never too late,
Yeah,
it's never
yeah.
too late. So I'm happy to be a part of the journey, and it helps with my growth as well
Mhm.
because it just diversifies my profile as working with these different age groups and these different walks of life because everyone benefits from this work, from
Yeah,
stretching babies to doing sports massage, working with like teen athletes and things like that. Like I work with so many different populations. Like I'm
yeah,
here for it. Like, let's do it because we all benefit from this work to some degree. Like, there's so many different things to do in this massage realm. Like, I'm not just going to be defined as a Swedish massage therapist
yeah.
or a sports massage therapist. Like, I'm whatever you need me to be
Mm.
based off of
Mhm.
what you tell me and what I'm feeling
Yeah,
because I'm what you need.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you got to build your team of specialists. Like,
Yeah.
look, how many times do you go to the doctor's office and you're in there for like 5, 10 minutes and it don't really feel like you got to them or you were heard or
Mhm.
anything like that? Like you got to find doctors that listen. You need to find the right therapist, and boy,
Yeah.
do we know that's trial and error. Like you build your team of people that actually care about you, that listen. Like if they're not listening, they can't help you. And I'm happy to be a part of that team and
Yeah.
also expressing to these people that choose me to come along their journey, like you got to build your team, whether
Mhm.
it's getting a chiropractic adjustment every week, every month, something to help with your alignment because I can feel that too when the work is outside of me. I got someone for you. Like I need this person to help me to help you.
Yeah.
There are people that work with me. Like
Mhm.
that's what we do. We're human and human. We're supposed to be taking care of humans. That's literally why we are here on this earth. We are supposed to take care of each other. We rely on each other. Like
Yes.
you can't just walk around like you're so independent. Okay, if your car breaks down, you're gonna fix it. No,
Mhm. Mhm.
you gotta go. You gotta outsource for that. So like be personable, like be respectful, and just be kind. Like build your team of people that are going to help you. Like
Mhm.
it's just so important. So I love being a part of everyone's journey because it is a learning experience for all of us. I learn a lot about my clients that also, pushes me to continue my education and learn more
Yeah.
about these things. Like there's so much to learn. Like I'm forever learning. We're all learners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't be a teacher if you ain't learning. Like things change, there's new
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
Go do
Mhm.
it. Like, go pick up a book or read an article. Go talk to some folks. Like, there's
Yeah.
people outside of social media and things like that. Like, go sit in a cafe. Like,
Yeah.
I go to the bar at like a TGI Fridays or something like that. Just, go have my little drink and I get the same salad. Like, all the bartenders know that when I come sit at the bar, hey, you getting your usual, and everyone's looking at me like, who's this girl? Like, I just go in there and I do my thing, and then now everyone's like, I want to talk to her. So
Yeah.
then I have a random stranger just start talking to me, and then they're like, then we start talking about things like this. Like,
Yeah.
you never know. Just be nice. Go talk to some
Yeah.
people. People get you connected to different realms.
That's
Like,
so
there's
true.
people asking me to do wellness talks, just like you came to me about this one. So
Mhm.
many people have been saying it to me, and I'm like, I'm nervous. I don't like doing camera stuff, like at all. Like, I'm cringing looking at myself right now. Cringing. So, like, it's you, so I'm comfortable. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
all we do is laugh. So it's a good time. Like, I start with people that make me feel comfortable to help me transition through life. So this is going to be an interesting year, I will say.
Yeah, I think buckle up 'cause, more to
Buckle up,
come,
baby.
and I think that it sounds like you've been practicing already, or you've been placed in spaces to be able to start to get comfortable with your voice, and how you express yourself, and so I'm glad that, this opportunity showed itself to you and you accepted it while also and one thing I love to tell people, sometimes there's a lot of things that you're gonna just have to do scared. You're
This
gonna
is
do it
this is the year
scared.
for that for
And
me. I'm
yeah.
like, boy, I'm sweating so hard right now. Like, you can't even see. I'm boiling. I just took my socks off before we started this thing. Like, I'm no good right now. I look fine, I think, but I'm sweating right now. Like t-shirt drenched. Like
I
I'm
think you
hot.
do. Well, I think Tokyo, I think you did a fantastic job, and,
Thank you.
something that I primarily captured is that, and I wrote it down, it says, how much the body stores information, and it's so cool to have people that are in your community, excuse me, people that are in your community that can be like how you talk about how you provide service, to be attuned to who they're teaching, and not just trying to, "Oh, come on, come in, touch your body. Come on, come in, touch your body," but somebody who's really sitting with you, giving you the language, because a lot of us don't know what kind of information is being stored, and information don't just
Mhm.
even start with our existence.
Yeah.
I don't wanna go into that. I don't wanna go
Mhm.
into that,
We
but,
can
like
save it.
so, the body stores information from the mind, from past experiences, and it wraps
Yes.
it up into all these energies in it, and the energy is also the emotion, and where
Mhm.
it's able to pass through, and I think it's really cool, and I know it's really cool to have people that's able to assist with applying the right amount of pressure so that that energy and that emotion can really come out and feel safe
Mhm.
out. That's why I asked you about the space, because I think people feeling comfortable in the space allows them to also relinquish a
It
level of
does.
control and resistance, right?
It does. Because when you're comfortable, I can get all types of releases done. And
Mhm.
sometimes when it comes with a muscular release comes a release of a memory. Like I worked with a veteran before, and oh my god, he's went through so much physically, like spinal fusions, skin
Mhm.
grafting, things like that, and I was able to get a really deep release off of him that he hadn't had in a long time or ever, from my understanding. And I could literally feel it releasing. And then he started talking about something that happened in combat, like just out of
Yeah.
nowhere, just started talking. So muscle memory is more than just what your body remembers physically, but also mentally and emotionally.
Yeah,
So yes.
exactly. That's all like so if you can get a massage therapist, if you're out there and you're listening, get you one, but make sure this is one that you can actually sit
Get one
down
of these.
and one you wanna get you one of these, that actually sits down and really help you to understand what your body is storing, what some information and also to connect you. Because I love that you said that because I was getting a massage once and there's, like, this memory that comes up, and I'm like, first of all, I don't even know what that memory is. I've n and
Mhm.
it's really interesting because some of the memory that comes up doesn't seem like memory of this time, but that's for
Mm.
another
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it taps into so much information that you don't that you we haven't had access to because we like you said earlier in the chat in the conversation, is that we don't know our bodies. We're not in spaces, and even said
Mhm.
earlier that the school system failed us because we have this body, but we don't know the mechanics. It's like how I look at an iPhone. I have an iPhone, but if you tell me if you ask me how do I use it, I'm like, first of all, stop, stop.
Mhm.
I only send text messages. I every now and again go on certain social media platforms and make phone calls. Don't ask me what to do with this tech.
I'm a piggyback on that because when it does the system update, now we get the tips reminder. That's
Mhm.
me. It's like, hey, let me show you how to use this thing. We just updated you. Let me show you how to do this, son. And you open it and it's like now you know how to use this. Now you know how to zoom in and
Mhm.
delete a little something. Like that's
I love
me.
that.
That's me in the real world. Like everyone's so phone, so technology. Like let's put these things
Mhm.
away. Let's
Yeah,
get into this body. But I'm literally that little tip box that pops up after we get the system update.
yeah. So tell us, how do people get in contact with you?
Well, you can go on Instagram at Tokyo's Touch.
Are you
My
shy?
website is Tokyo's Touch, but you can DM me, shoot me a little text message. That's on the
Mhm.
website. I don't just be dropping the number, but everything's on my website at www.tokyostouch.com and follow me on Instagram. So I'm gonna work on this social media presence that I have to do. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of my work is client based, so it's all referrals. Like I work with families. I do
Mhm.
mobile massage. I do in studio, but a lot of it is word of mouth, and I
Mhm.
like it that way because that means they know that they need to reach out to me when they need this work. I get
Yeah,
SOS calls all the time, like, "Oh my God, took my back, my
yeah,
neck, my shoulder. My boyfriend, he threw his back out bowling." Like I get all of these SOS calls. I work through a lot of third party stuff too, so I'm always on the go, but I always make time.
yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm working within my bandwidth
Uh-huh.
because I know when I gotta say, we gotta close this day down or we're done here.
Yeah,
So I work with the people, but I make sure that I have that flexibility to take care of people because that's my purpose here. I'm here to
yeah.
take care of you. So, if you need me, you can call me.
If you need to call me. You
Yeah.
hear what
All right, don't
you
really
heard
call me, but text me. But
okay.
I'll be working. You gotta send a
Yeah.
text, and I gotta get back to you.
Good. Send a DM or a text message or
Yep.
get connected via I don't know if there's an email, but get on the website www.tokyostouch.com, right?
Yep.
Tokyo's Touch is also the handle on Instagram?
Yep. And my email is tokyotouch at gmail. So it's keep it very
You
simple.
can't you can't mess it up. Tokyo's Touch is
Can't
all
mess it
around.
up. Yep, there's a
So
contact box on my website if you want to inquire about anything, whether it's like a corporate event, wellness event, you need therapists for. I got my hand full of people that I do work with,
Yeah.
that understands my work, and we can get a therapies going. Like if you want to do like a girls' night, a little bachelorette joint, just
Mhm.
anything, just wellness for the family. Because I love that when I do my outcalls, it's a family thing. So I'm working on
Mm.
mom, dad, daughter, son,
Yeah.
grandma, grandpa type thing. Like make a thing of it. Like spread the awareness of wellness. Teach your family about the benefits of it because again, we all could benefit from it. So
Yeah.
just hit me up if you're trying to coordinate things because I coordinate it.
Yeah, I love that. I appreciate you being here, Tokyo.
Hmm.
Um, and sharing your wisdom, sharing your information, and sharing the way that you're absolutely here to help and assist and to guide in whatever capacity that you need to in order to help people get to their maximum as close as possible to their maximum health and
Yes.
mental health and emotional health and physical health.
Yes.
Um, any final thought, any final comments that you want to make to anyone before we close out?
Yes, firstly, mostly, thank you for having me. Thank you for having this space and this platform to help spread the awareness of these therapies that we do that we all benefit from and we all need.
Mhm.
So again, thank you for that. And I'm happy to finally put my voice out there and
Mhm.
spread the awareness, not just from person to person, but like on this level because people need to hear it, people need to know. And I'm
Mhm.
here to help. You can hit me up. We can
Yeah.
chat about it. I don't mind.
Yay. So lastly, before we go out, I just want to share gratitude and appreciation to the ancestors, the people that have worked to get us, Toki and myself, in this space to teach you or to teach whomever we're going to come across. So the ancestors that were, the ancestors that is, and the ones that is to be. Um,
Mhm.
Gratitude. And
Gratitude.
until next time, Tokyo.
Until next time.